Coming up on today's Designing Texas, a Bella custom home in Preston Hollow. Gary Riggs has a project in the azure sky. Kathy Fielder's talking jewelry at the Arboretum, and we're at home in the hills of Kingswood. Designing Texas starts now. Hello everybody, I'm Jocelyn White and welcome to this edition of Designing Texas. Now, March is my birthday month, spring arrives on the 20th, and my favorite flowers are in bloom, jonquils and narcissus. And that said, we have a show full of favorite things to send your way. We begin with one of the most beautiful homes, and it's a spec home that I've ever seen in Preston Hollow. It is the calling card of a master planner, builder, showman extraordinaire, Tony Visconti of Bella Custom Homes. It's a home you can own, but it's also your time. How do you begin to build an 18,000 square foot home?
We have a group of very talented people that we work with, and it's part of the whole team.
What's it like working with Tony Visconti?
Working with Tony is a joy. Every day we get to come out to these beautiful projects and oversee the craftsmen that are working on the projects and just making a beautiful finished product.
When Tony and I met, he did describe to me the kind of house that he was wanting to build and the price range that he was intending to build in. At 14,000 plus square feet, we needed a big lot, and we needed a location that really made a statement for the kind of product that he was going to build. Bella Custom Homes builds a beautiful home, and I needed a lot that would be able to showcase that property appropriately and was in a stellar location, and Old Preston Hollow was exactly it.
Pat I've been wanting to work with, so this gave us a good opportunity to come in here. And so we started working on something that was symmetrical, but really wasn't symmetrical. And we wanted to do some really cool things with this house.
What were your marching orders?
Well, he wanted a large house, and if you're doing a large house, you can't just blow up what you've got. You've got to have correct scale and proportion, because it still has human scale and human proportion, so people enjoy it and feel comfortable in here. And that was really one of the main things. The other main thing he wanted was a lot of light on the interior, because as you get larger, you have a potential for a dark center.
Now, this home is a spec home. You don't know who the homeowner is going to be yet, but you do design build as well.
We do, and Tony and I meet with all of our clients throughout the whole process. We're on site almost every day, so we definitely are there throughout the whole process to help our clients.
We can start homes that are even 4,000 square feet, 5,000 square feet. We can build from about 1.5 million to 20 million. You know, we have that team that can do that, and it just depends on what goes into the house and what they want. But we've got some beautiful homes that we've finished up just recently that were only 1.6 million. It just depends on what you want to build. You don't always have to have something 18,000 square feet. And the same people that worked on this house worked on the same house that we finished at 1.6 million. Every trade, nobody we interchanged. It was just the materials that we used that went into the house, which was appropriate, and the house was stunning when we finished it. You walk into the house and you're going, my God, I can't believe it's 1.6 million.
Yeah, it's been 4 years from the initial design concept to breaking ground and the final construction. 4 years, so you know that every single detail was carefully planned, methodically monitored along the way, and just absolutely perfectly executed.
I couldn't be happier with the finished product. You know, usually at the end of a project you walk through and you're like, I might have done this differently or I might have done that differently, but I can honestly say I walk through this house and I love every inch of it.
I think it was a great team effort. I mean, really love how Stacy brought the interior to life and did a lot of the things that we had talked about, and we kind of carried through what the initial goals were. And it is difficult to get those last details, and it's that last 1% that makes the difference, I think.
When we start a house, no matter what house it is, we're in the pursuit of excellence on a spec home. We're just in love with the passion of the process of what we're building. When I'm doing a spec house, I'm not really thinking about the buyer. I'm thinking about putting a footprint down, and everybody will know Bella built it.
Don't you just love it? That is a spectacular spec home. And they also do the design build, which fascinates me. You can have the perfect little lot, and Tony could come build a great home on it. Speaking of great homes, Gary Riggs has found another one for a client. And last month he shared with us the look as it was bare, and he was planning what to put where. Well, now he's moving the clients on in, and you can see the end result. Gary is our designing Texan.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Well, as promised, here we are in the 15th floor of the Highrise down in Dallas, and we were able in one day to be able to install this whole place. So we're excited to reveal it to you today and let you see where all those pieces that you saw piled around found a home. The thing that we started with really was the sectional, and it's this great taupe kind of color. It was just a great neutral to work quite a few things off of. And then we had this great piece of abstract art that's over on the wall to the side of it. There was a lot of really good color in there, some dark contrast with blacks, but then there's this just spot of fuchsia that really makes it a lot of fun. You can see the color palette became these nice coppery browns and coppery tans. We've got fuchsia, some purples. As you can see also, the porpoise color that we did on the walls really did enhance everything that's in here. The contrast of it with the cabinets in the kitchen really helped them to pop and give them a lot more pumped up feeling. We're excited about how beautiful the blacks are against it, and then the ivories. As you can see in the piece of art that's in the entry, as you walk in the front door, there's kind of an ivory color, and this is cocoa bark that's all been assembled into a really nice piece of art. Gives interesting texture and makes it a lot of fun when you first walk in the door. Now when you get into the master bedroom, you're going to see that we added in some blue and gave that kind of a punch and then intensified the purples. So what happened was it gave it a little bit more electric kind of coloring, but what was nice was it still related nicely to the rest of the unit. In the dining room, the fuchsia banquette really does look nice against the porpoise wall. We're excited about that and the richness that it kind of brings to this area. The banquette gives extra seating for them if they have a large group over. If they even needed to pull the dining table down, they could and use it as a part of the sitting. This coppery beige kind of tone that is in the chairs then, again, pulls from the living room and pulls over into this area. So it kind of all melds everything together and really makes it kind of a unified look for the whole space. We hope that you enjoyed being able to see this unit up here on the 15th floor as kind of the whole thing came together in the process of being able to bring everything up and all that whole gathering of things that were in the beginning that maybe didn't make a lot of sense, but now you're able to kind of see it as it spread throughout the home and made it really a comfortable place to be able to enjoy the unbelievable view that they have here in this great place. We've got plenty more of these kinds of projects coming up that we're going to try and kind of give you befores and afters and make it a little bit more fun for you to see how the process goes. This is Gary from Gary Riggs Home.
Still ahead on Designing Texas, Kathy Fielder focuses on a woman from a legendary Texas family while making a name of her own. Plus, up next, see what's cooking in the hills of Kingswood and Frisco. Designing Texas continues in just a moment. Hi, I'm Jocelyn White, and we're at home in the hills of Kingswood. Where is my partner, John Zuzelka, you may ask? Well, John has taken a couple days off. Let's just say, in TV parlance, he's on assignment, and we'll see him again next month, I'm sure. In the meantime, Shelley Reynolds, one of our premier builders at the hills of Kingswood, will be checking in with a product from Ferguson's. And Ferguson's is where we are today. This is our set, and they are the providers of what I earlier referred to as jewelry for the home. So I can't wait to see what Shelley has in store.
I am standing in the kitchen of a house that we recently remodeled, and I think it's pretty cool. AVI has finished their pre-wire, and we have finished mechanicals. We are about to go through inspections. Once we've completed inspections, we will start the insulation and the sheetrock. When we're doing the sheetrock, AVI will come back and put in their star ceiling. And if you haven't seen star ceilings in media rooms, they are a very neat feature. In fact, our homeowner at the show home decided she wanted to put one in, and a few other things from the media room that AVI won an award on. Our next vendor that we are doing at our show home in the hills of Kingswood is Thermador. And they have these great new tower systems, and we are going to be using some of those in our show home, but we also did them in this remodel, and it'll be interesting to see what our appliances look like at our show home at home in the hills of Kingswood.
Thanks, Shelley. With more on Thermador, here's Charles Pazek.
Thermador has an amazing history. It started over 100 years ago in 1916. William Cranston founded the company and had a really unique idea for a heated milk stool for farmers when it was cold. The milk stool turned into a radiator, the radiator eventually into a range, and the heating products were born. Thermador eventually went on to have some of the most industry first out of all of the manufacturers today. We invented the wall oven. We had the first stainless steel appliances. We had the first professional range. We also had the first full surface induction just recently, and the very first steam range, which incorporates a steam oven into a professional range. It's a lot of industry first and innovation that the company is based on and still operates under today. Thermador prides itself on being an innovative company. It has a massive research and development team that devotes itself to exploring new technologies and exploring what features will help the culinary enthusiast in the home kitchen today. Some of the trends that we see in the industry today are more involved with induction technology. Overseas, energy consumption has been a very important factor. So induction is a lot more efficient utility that consumes less energy but gives you the same results as, say, a gas burner would without the extra heat or the byproduct of burning that fuel. You can also have the flexibility of a gas-powered burner with the very high intense heat that you need to sear or boil or fry, but then drop that temperature down to a very low, delicate simmer. The other technology that we're definitely trending in is steam. Steam is become a very popular form for cooking in the home kitchen, but providing an ability for forgiveness. With the steam, you're cooking with a convection element and fan, so you have that browning ability, but the steam keeps the moisture in the food and helps provide that consistency, the texture, the flavor that we're looking for. Back in 2006, we introduced a line called the Freedom Column Refrigeration Collection. The Freedom Column Collection consists of different width size units that allow you to pair your freezer with your fridge or a wine and any assortment or arrangement. So if you wanted to fit, say, a 42-inch refrigeration setup all the way up to a 72-inch refrigeration, you could really customize it to your own circumstances. The columns have very quiet, efficient motors, and the hinges on the columns can hold up to 350 pounds, which provides you the ability to put many different custom panels on the front while also flush mounting the column into its enclosure. Thermador provides a wide range of flexible options for price points in the more affordable category with under a $9,000 budget. We can satisfy a range, microwave, vent hood, refrigerator, and a dishwasher, all the way up to your culinary enthusiast kitchens with a 60-inch range, a 72-inch refrigerator, a 2 or 3 dishwashers, under-counter refrigeration, wine columns, really maximize the potential out of a customer's home and provide that experience that they're looking for their guests. We're proud to be a vendor that's part of the show home at the Hills of Kingswood.
Okay, so that's the precursor to the modern day car seat. Keep those buns warm, of both kinds. And now we've moved to Shelley Reynolds, who's talking more about how she'll be using Thermador in her show home.
Hey Laura, how
Hi,
are
Shelley.
you?
Good.
Love that steam oven
This
from
is a
Thermador.
Great unit.
We are here with Laura Butsky from Ferguson, and she is going to show us the Thermador appliances that we're going to be putting in the show home at the Hills of Kingswood. Laura, what are we putting in the house?
We are doing a 60-inch version of this 48. So it will have 2 15-inch griddles, 30-inch of cooking coverage, and 6 burners.
Very nice.
And with Thermador's 1, 2, 3 program, they will gift a free hood. So we'll do a hood liner with this range.
That's great. We have Josh Chandler with Chandler Cabinets, who's going to be putting a beautiful vent hood cover over the top of that. That'll be part of our cabinet package.
And they'll also do a free dishwasher with the purchase of our 30-inch Freedom Series refrigerator column and 30-inch freezer series.
Very nice. It's always nice to get a free gift with purchase. That about wraps up what we are doing with Thermador appliances in our show home at the Hills of Kingswood.
Looking forward to seeing that home, and we have another one that's ready and on display, and that would be Philip Carter's, again here in the Hills of Kingswood. It seems like only 6 months ago that I was standing here in just the bare bones of what would be this magnificent home. Philip Carter with Christian Custom Homes is here with me. It was 6 months ago, wasn't it?
It absolutely was. We did it.
Yeah.
We pulled it off in 6 months, so not too many people believed that we could do it. but
No.
we actually did it.
This is a different kind of house for the Hills of Kingswood. Explain to me your vision and how it came true.
We wanted to take this Southern California / Texas Hill Country transitional product and have a nice open home that you could entertain in, but was user friendly and took the outside elements in and inside out. So it's quite a bit different than most of the homes that are being built today.
And a lot of them may look transitional on the outside, and you get inside and they're still traditional. Not the case here at all.
Not the case. We used a lot of really warm products and earth tones and stone and wood, and it really came out beautifully, and we're super happy with the product.
Talk to me about the great room and how you pulled the elements together.
Sure. So we use the media room down in a situation where you can close it off for a daily use, or you can open it up, open to the family room, open to the kitchen. We've got full wall-to-ceiling doors that slide and completely open and open the outside pool deck to where this is a big entertainment area.
You've talked about how you bring the outdoors in. You found a really cool way to do that, and vice versa.
Yeah, the Jetstream outdoor cooling system allows us to open all the doors up on the back of the house and have a huge entertainment area, but keep the air conditioning in the house and keep the outside deck very cool. It's an amazing system that everybody just loves.
And the other thing you talked about, all the surfaces, floors and stone. The person who did this did a beautiful job.
Thank you. We appreciate that. The master bathroom is impeccable as well. You know, all the different colors in stone, and you know, we just tried to bring all these natural colors and earth tones together, and you know, in a usable product that was very high end, but wasn't over the top or gaudy. And I think we really hit the nail on the head. Everybody's been, you know, extremely happy about the final product. So we're excited to continue to bring this product forth.
Christian Custom Home. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Next month, John Zazelka will be back along with the 360, so we hope to see you then. We're at home here in the hills of Kingswood. We want you to be too. See you next month.
Are you ready to start building the home of your dreams in the hills of Kingswood? For more information on builders, vendors, and more, go to hillsofkingswood.com or contact Sharon Webb for your own private tour through the hills of Kingswood. Call 214-212-2004. She'll meet you at the gate.
To review anything we've had on this show, please go to our website at designingtx.com. And be sure to like us on Facebook. Check it out. Welcome back to Designing Texas. As we continue, Kathy Fielder takes us to the Dallas Arboretum. There, she introduces us to a woman from a legendary Texas family who, while making jewelry, is also making a name of her own. It's time for the Fielder Report.
Hi, welcome to the Fielder Report. Today I'm at the amazingly beautiful Dallas Arboretum and it is in bloom. But believe it or not, I'm actually not here to talk about what you might think. Diamonds, they say, are a girl's best friend, and today I get to talk with one of my dear friends, Britt Harless, who created an amazing line of jewelry inspired by nature itself named Boz. Come along with me and take a look at some exquisite pieces that you will adore. Britt, tell me a little bit about you, because you have a really interesting story because of the fact that you are one of the daughters of the Republic of Texas, which is kind of an amazing story. Tell me about your grandmother.
As a matter of fact, my great-grandfather, 9 generations ago, was an ancestor of mine that actually worked with Stephen F. Austin. He was his right-hand man, and he helped form the Texas Rangers. And my great-grandmother, his wife, actually was the first lady to receive land grant in her name only.
Amazing. So that is true, Texas royalty like no other. So we're here to talk about your line, which has actually been placed at the Nasher, has been on the runways for Fashion Week in New York. And I wanted to hear a little bit about the process because it's amazing and it's obviously very naturally inspired. So where do you find most of your inspiration?
I find my inspiration through everything, but this particular collection is through nature. Abstract trees. Trees mean a lot to me. They signify strength, resilience, protection, and then also imperfect beauty to me is the most beautiful. So yeah, that's what this collection's about.
So Britt, this is a cabochon, which means it's that kind of smooth finish, correct?
Yes.
And so the opposite of that would be, say, a faceted stone.
Right.
Let's say in this piece right here.
Where you can see the different angles and markings on this one. These are just, cabochon are just very smooth and round. You can still work with precious stones just like you do with faceted. It's just a little bit different variation on how they're formed.
And tell me about this piece, because I know it's very special to you.
It's a very special piece.
Yes.
I'm on the board of Fashion Group International, and we honored Jerry Hall. And on this piece, we got to talking, and she is a Daughters of Republic of Texas member as well.
Awesome.
So I created the Yellow Rose of Texas for her, and the little diamonds signify her children. She has 4 children each, so that's what that symbolizes.
So tell me, briefly a little bit about your process and how you kind of go from here to full on a piece of joy that's on your chest.
I hand sketch all my pieces. That's my creative, where I let my imagination go wild. Then I go on to a CAD, which is a software program designed to get all the intricacies and make sure that I can actually make it. Then we go on to casting it. We create the molds and then we cast it through the metal traditionally. And then I go on to hand set the stones and the components, and we finish it all out and make it very pretty. I use 3D processing just for the print, for the molds itself, and it helps expedite production on that.
For example, this piece over here, that's a 3D printed object, yes?
Yeah, the card holders are actually 3D printed in metal as well. These are all traditionally cast in metal, but that one is entirely through 3D, so that's a little bit different.
Wonderful. Fred, I loved having you here today at the beautiful Arboretum, and your pieces are just gorgeous. And I know you're actually going to be showing an artscape here at the Arboretum coming up at the end of April.
Yes.
Tell me where else that we can go and see your beautiful work.
Like you said, we're going to be showing at Artscape, which is April 27th, 28th, 29th, and you can find me on BAHZ, BAHZ.us. And I will also be showing my work at Ritz-Carlton the day before Mother's Day.
Wonderful. Well, I can't wait to be at all of them.
Thank you so much.
Yes, of course. And that is the Fielder Report.
Thank you, Kathy, and thank you, Britt. As for Kathy, in the next month or so, she's going to share with us something kind of unusual for designing Texas, but perfect. It is the remake or makeover of a barn for the Cindy Franchek dressage team at Noble Champion Stables. It's going to be a hoot, so you'll want to tune in then. Right now, we have just enough time for today's finishing touch. That's it for our show today. Again, we thank you for your company, and we hope you'll join us next month on the second Sunday, which is April the 9th. It looks to me like we may be doing a little horsing around. You'll see what we mean. In the meantime, this month, in light of the fact that it's my birthday month, home is where the people who are in it better be glad you were born. You hear that, my little brother? Anyway, we'll see you next month.